Hey bestie, you're welcome back to my channel. Here is another tutorial, a very interesting one that you don't want to miss. This is the video on how to make this beautiful high-low gown you are watching currently on the screen. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always stopping by. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for the likes, for the comments, for the share, everything. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. And if this is your first time of stopping on my channel, you're welcome to the family. Please and please do well to subscribe, do well to like, comment, and as well share to your sewing friend as well. Thank you. Without too much ado, let us go straight into the video. So welcome guys. Here are the materials that we are going to be using for this project. The gown that you are seeing on the screen currently. So this is Milkado. I have two types of Milkado here, two color of Milkado. I have gold and I have purple. Okay, so the purple is 2.5, while the gold is 1 yard. And I have Crinoline mesh for the, I'm using it in place of hard net. And I have my shiny face a yard for the lining. Okay, the Crinoline mesh is 1.5. Okay, so I'm going to be using this pattern. I'm going to use this pattern. I've already drafted the pattern of the camera. So it's just a basic body for the case. So I have a lot of video on my channel that talks about how to draft these basic bodies. But if you don't know how to, just let me know in the comment section so that we can know what to do about it. So I'll be using this basic body to cut the upper parts. Okay, so I will set this aside now. You can use hard net in place of your own. If you don't want to use Crinoline mesh, you can use hard net for your own. But for this project, I'm using Crinoline mesh. So first, we're going to be doing calculation for the skirt part. Okay, the skirt part, the flare. I want the flare to be full. So I have waist 21 inches. I'm working with waist 21 inches. So I'm going to be multiplying that 21 inches by 3, okay, to get my radius. So the answer is 63. I multiply by 3, the answer is 63. If you want it more fuller, you can go more than 3. So I'm going to be dividing that 63 by 6.28. That is now my 63 is now my original waist that I'm using. And the answer gave me 10.0 point something. So I approximated it to be 10 inches. Okay. So the radius I'm going to be using now is going to be 10 inches. Okay, that is my original radius now. So I have the gown length I'm working with is 32 inches, while the half length is 11. So if I subtract the gown length from the half length, okay, so I'm going to be having 21 inches as the remaining skirt part. Okay, the length that I'm cutting for the skirt part will be 21 inches, and I went ahead to add 2 inches to it, okay, making 23 inches instead of 21. So the skirt length I'm working with now is 23 inches. So to know how volume we are going to fold our clothes, okay, we are going to be adding the skirt length with the radius, okay, which is 23 plus 10 inches. And this gives me 33 inches. Okay, this is going to be for our skirt part. We have two layers of skirt part. We have gold, the inside one, and we have the outer one, which is purple, the high low one, which is purple. Okay, so we are going to plus the radius, and the remaining skirt length is going to be 33 inches that we are going to be cutting on the skirt. So I will go ahead now to calculate the inner one, which is the gold, the gather's own. I'm going to be multiplying the original waist, which is 21. I'm going to be multiplying it by 3 as well. You can use by 3.5 if you want it to be more fuller. Okay, so but I multiply my own by 3 inches, and the answer given to me is 63. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting, the remaining skirt length is 21 plus 2 inches, that's 23. So I'm going to be removing 5 inches because it's not going to be the same length with the purple. It's going to be shorter than the purple. So I'm going to be cutting 18 inches for the gold, while 23 inches for the length of the purple. Okay, so we'll go ahead now and fold the fabric. We're going to be cutting the purple first. Okay, don't forget that I said the skirt length, the remaining skirt length is 23 plus the allowance, and the radius is 10 inches. Okay, I first folded it into 2. Okay, I folded it into 2, then after which I folded it into another 2 again, making 4 fold. So I'm folding it into 4, the way we normally fold circle. That is how I folded it. So I will go ahead now and measure 32 inches the radius and the skirt length 33 inches rather. So I will go ahead now and measure 33 inches the whole length of the skirt. Okay, the whole length plus the radius. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. I will go ahead and measure 33 inches, and afterwards I'm going to be taking my radius, which is 10 inches. Okay, which is 10 inches, and I will go ahead now and I'm going to cut it out for us. So I'm done cutting here. I'm done cutting my. So what I'm going to be doing now, so this two fold now that we have, I will use one for the back. Okay, I'm going to be using one for the back before I will trim the front. For that low, we have high low, the back is going to be low, going to be going down, and the front is going to come up. So what I'm going to be doing now, I'm just going to be removing, we have 13 inches, or we have 23 inches altogether plus our sewing allowance. So I'll be removing 10 inches from that 23 inches. It will remain 13. Okay, if you want your own to come up more than this, work with your measurements. Okay, if you want it to come up more than this, you can remove the whole 13 inches and to remain 10. But I remove 10 inches here, so I'm marking 13 inches from the waistline. Okay, and I'm covering you can see where I'm going. That is why I've not you can see we are going to that side, that other end. That is where we are going to. So I will be reducing it as I'm going. I'll be reducing it till I meet that side. I'll be reducing it small. I start at the front. I removed 10 inches at the front. I marked 13 inches from the waist down, and I started reducing it till I reach that side. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. So I will go ahead now. I will separate them. Okay, don't cut four of them at the same time. It's only the front that you are cutting out. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and cut it and remove the one that we don't want. Okay, and I will cut it into two because there is an opening at the front. So here is the inside one, the gold color, the golden one, the inside gathers. Okay, and don't forget that we calculated 63 by 18 inches. Okay, so I later add to my 63. Okay, I'm going to, the way the way I folded this cloth now is 60. They used to come 36 by 60. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting 18 inches by 60 in two places, so that's like 120. So I use the whole 120 for my own. Okay, I have 18 inches now. Okay, so I have 36 by 60, so I divided 36 into 2, making 18 inches like that. Okay, the way I cut it. Okay, and I'm going to cut the second one. Okay, I'm going to be cutting the second one, and I'm going to be use it all. So I have 60 in two places. I first I wanted to use half of that second one before, but I later use everything. So this is the front. I've gone ahead to use the pattern to cut the upper bodies. Okay, to cut the bodies. I've already added all the sewing allowance to the pattern, so there's no need of adding allowance to the fabric again. I'm using the same materials, Milkado for both the fashion fabric and for the lining. Okay, so and I've gone ahead, you can see the back. Okay, I've done all the elimination at the back, and you can see I put the ST both for the fabric and the lining as well. Okay, because the fabric is going to be carrying load. Okay, all the thing we attach it to it is going to be heavy, so we need to put the ST to make it stable so that it will not be dangling, it will not be dragging. Okay, so I like, if I'm working with Milkado, I like putting ST both the fabric and the lining. Okay, so this is what we have here now. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be doing now, we are going to be joining the shoulder, but before that, let's go ahead and cut the sleeve. I'm going to be adding cuff sleeve to my own. Okay, cuff sleeve to my own. So I first marked 6 inches, but I later reduced it. I marked 6 inches for the length of the sleeve, but I later reduced it to 4.5. I discovered it was too long, so that's the length. And the round sleeve is 10 divided by 2 is going to give me 5 inches. Okay, so from that 6, I just cuff my hand to go and meet the round sleeve. Okay, so I just cuff my hand to go and meet it. So I later, like I said earlier, I later discovered the thing was too big, was too long, so I had to reduce it to 4.5, and my round sleeve is still the same measurement. Okay, so I will go ahead now and cut out the sleeve like you see me doing. Okay, so this is my sleeve. I cut both the lining and the this thing together. Okay, so at the that place, at that folded side, that close side, okay, I'm going to be coming down by I'm going to be going in, sorry, I'm going to be going inside where I place my tape by half an inch. I went in by half an inch and I just cuff my hand to go and meet that half an inch. Okay, so I will just cut that place out. So this is what we have here. I will double this sleeve now. I'm going to cut the second one. This is the first one. I'm going to be cutting the second one. Okay. And after I'm done, I will take it to the sewing machine. I will sew it and give it a good press. Okay. So this is what we have here. I've already sewn it. Okay. The two sleeve. You can see the two sleeve here. I've given it a good press. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be notching the midpoint. That's the armhole side. The shoulder. I'm going to be notching it, and you can see I've gone ahead to join the shoulder of the fabric and the lining. So I've joined the shoulder of the fabric and the lining, and we are going to be attaching our sleeve to the fabric. Okay, because we are going to be using lining to cover all the rough sewing inside, even the sleeve. So I match my midpoint to the midpoint of the shoulder, and I went down from you are going to go down from the shoulder. You are going to go down by 4 inches or 4.5, depends on the measurements we are working with. So the second side as well, you are going to be coming down by 4 inches. Okay, and I put a notch. So that is where our sleeve is going to start from. Okay, my sleeve is going to start from that point, like that. Okay, so I'm going to be fixing the sleeve like that, and I will let the pleats come up to the shoulder area. Okay, don't start pleating it at the beginning. So you let your pleats come up to the shoulder area. I don't know how many pleats we have, depends on the length of your own. Okay, so I will go ahead and pleat it like so. The other side as well, I will repeat the same thing at the other side. Okay, I'm going to start from the where I notched. Okay, that 4 inches we came down with, I will start from there, and I will let my pleat, okay, come up as well to the shoulder side. So just watch what I'm doing. It's just the normal pleat that I'm doing. So you can gather your own. You can use gather stitches and gather your own, so that it will be more easy for you. But I use pleat for my own. Okay, so I will repeat the same thing to the second one as well, and I will carry the lining. Okay, I will carry my lining, and I will join it shoulder to shoulder and neck to neck. Okay, you can see I'm going to match it. I will let the shoulder to match the shoulder of the lining to match the shoulder of the fabric. Okay, you can see the sleeve is inside. I want to use this lining to cover what we sew at that sleeve, to cover it inside. I don't want the rough one to be seen outside. I will repeat the same thing at the second side. Okay, whatever I do at that first side, I will repeat the same thing. After I fix the sleeve, I'm going to be putting the lining to turn it in like that, and the neck as well. I'm going to be using the lining to turn the neck as well, and I'll bring it for us to see. So here I'm done, and I've notched it. Anywhere you sew, you notch it. Okay, so I'm going to be bringing out the inside. I'm going to be bringing it out, and to do that, you just put your hand inside of the shoulder and just pull out the back from the front. Just pull out. Thank God the thing have the sleeve. You just pull out the sleeve. Use the sleeve to pull out the back from the front. Okay, we'll cover everywhere, so you just have to pull it out. Just watch here very well. Watch very well. You just have to carry the sleeve from the front and use it to pull it out, pull the back out. Okay, and everything is going to come out like that. It's not hard. If you don't understand, just rewatch that side. It's not hard. So I'm done pulling it out. The next thing, I will take it to my ironing table and I will give it a good press. Okay, I will give it a good press. After I give it a good press, I'll bring it for us to take the measurements. Okay, so here is the clothes. I've already given it a good press. So we are going to be taking the measurements. I have 22 for the chest and I have 21 for the waist. Okay, use your own measurements. I'm going to be using my own measurements in this case. Okay, I'm just calculating my measurements. Okay, I think I have 5 inches, 5 inches at the chest for the intake for extra, and 5 inches at the waist for extra as well. So the way we normally, the way we normally join lining to lining and fabric to fabric. If you have been following my video, this is how we normally. If you have been following my video, this is how we normally join the kiddie dress. Okay, so you do lining to lining and fabric to fabric, and we are going to take in my 2.5, but at the shoulder area, at the armhole area, I can just take 2 inches instead of 2.5, so it will not be tight at that side. So I'm going to go ahead now and join it and bring it for us to see. So here is the result. I'm gonna try to attach one side of the skirt to this dress, but I'll be using the second one to explain what I did at that place. Okay, so this is the second skirt part, the outer one, the high low purple one. Okay, so what I did, I notched the midpoint of my fabric, the upper bodice. I notched the midpoint. Okay, and after I notched the midpoint, I came out by 1 inches. Okay, from the other side I came by 1 inch, and from the other side I came by 1 inch, and I will place the second skirt, now the skirt part, I will place it on top of that 1 inch. Okay, on top of that means from one skirt to the other skirt we have allowance of 2 inches. Okay, so and I will pin it down and I will start doing the box pleat. Okay, I want to do the inverted pleat here, or box pleat, anyhow you want, the name, or kiss pleat, anyhow the name. So this is what, so I'll go ahead now and do my own inverted pleat or kiss pleat or box pleat. So I'll be doing that on the main fabric, on the fashion fabric, not the lining. Okay, the lining is going to carry its own lining separately. So I first pin it down at the zipper area and I carry the first pleat. The first pleat is facing outside. Okay, the first pleat is facing outside, the zipper side is facing outside. Okay, and I will carry the second pleat. The second pleat will be facing me. Okay, the second pleat will come towards my side. You can measure this 1 inch. Okay, the second pleat will come towards my side. Okay, so and another pleat will go and meet that one to go outside. We meet it inside. You should know how to do box pleats. Okay, if you don't know, just watch this very well. Okay, so I noticed that I'm supposed to leave like 1 inch gap. Okay, before I pleat another one. Okay, so I will readjust it now. Like I said, if you cannot use your eyes to gauge the plate. Okay, just measure it 1 inch. Okay, just measure 1 inch, and if you have a volume of if the fabric is much, like your own radius is too much, you can use like 2 or 1.5 if you want your plate to be more than this. Okay, so that's what I'm just doing. Basically that's what I'm doing. I will carry another one. Okay, another one will fall at that joining side. Another one will face me, while the other one will go and face that one, go and face outside. Another one will face me and the other one will go and face it inside. Okay, that's just what I'm doing. I will carry another one to meet that one that faced me. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. Okay, okay, and the last pleat will fall at the front side. Okay, so you can do this on the table before you take it to sewing machine, like I'm doing. Okay, because before you take it to sewing machine, so the other one will meet it like that. So that is what I did in that first one. So after I'm done, I'll go and run it like that. You can see how it will look. You can see the outside look. Okay, so I will take it to the sewing machine and run it, and I will take the one that is going to be inside, that golden one, that gather on. So I'm going to gather it, or you can do small plates if you cannot gather, and if you can gather, you can gather it. I'll put it inside, sew everything together. I will come and show us the next thing to do. Okay, so here is my own. You can see I've already joined it. Okay, and I've given it a press. I've given it a good press, though I will still repress it. Okay, you can see how it look inside and outside. Okay, we have not joined the lining. This is what we have for the main fabric. So this is what we have. You can see the opening we created at the front, 2 inches. So here we want to cut the lining. You can see I folded my fabric in a triangular shape, okay, and I divided my original waist 21. I divided it by 3.14 for the half circle. I did not multiply anything now. I divided it directly by 3.14, and I got, I don't know whether around 13 or thereabouts. So I went ahead to put the radius and I cross check, and the amount I have is okay for me. So the length of the lining is going to be 17 inches, because don't forget that the length of the inner one, the gold one is 18 inches, and you don't want your lining to be showing under the clothes, so you are going to be reducing it by 1 or 2 inches. Okay, so I reduced my own by 1 inch. So I will go ahead and cut this out like so. So after I cut out, the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be dividing this now. I'm going to be marking the lines. I'm going to divide it into two. I'm not cutting it out. I will just mark the lines as a guide, okay, to place our ad net. Okay, don't forget I'm using Crinoline mesh for this project. Okay, you can go as well use the ad net. So from the waist, I came down by 5 inches. I came down by 5 inches because the upper part is busy already, so I don't want it to be too bulky. I didn't mean it's not that busy. I will only come down by maximum 3 inches, but because that upper part is big, is bulky already, it has a lot of things, so I came down by 5 inches, and the second line I make it 5 inches as well. Okay, so the first line from waist, I came down by 5 inches, and from that second line I came down by 5 inches as well. Like I said earlier, I'm doing two partition here. It's just two step of add net that I want to add. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting out. I will fold it into two. I'm going to be, I have 5 inches here, but from that place to down, I have like 6 inches. So I'm going to be cutting out the Crinoline mesh. I'm going to cut it out on fold. You know, the Crinoline mesh mouth is not really friendly at all. The mouth is not smooth. So I'm going to cut it out on fold. Okay, and I've already gone ahead to pleat it in my lining. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I folded it into two. If it is ad net, I can use ad net single, but Crinoline mesh is not friendly, and I don't want it to be chuckling the baby inside, so I folded into two. The volume depend on the length of what you are going to cut, depend on how full you want it. Okay, the wideness, okay, the wideness I use 12 inches on fold. Okay, 6 inches on fold. Okay, and I've already fixed my lining and my clothes already. So the next thing we are going to be doing, which is the last part, is our zipper. Okay, we are going to be fixing the zipper here. Okay, so I've loosened it a little bit. I've loosened, we sew the next side before, so I normally loose it for anything I want to put the zipper like that. I will lose it from I will create the zipper shape like that. Okay, the zipper measurement, the zipper allowance that will notch. Okay, so here is the zipper. I fix it. I open it. Okay, I fix it on the one, and I use another one I use the lining to cover it inside so that it will be very neat. So you can see what we have here. It's very, very neat. It's very, very neat. Okay, the inside is as neat as outside. Okay, the inside is as neat as that end part. I'm going to do the weaving. Okay, I'm going to be doing the weaving. That's what I'm going to be doing. If you want to fold your own, you can go ahead and fold it. Okay, you can see the lining, you can see the fabric, you can see the inside is neat. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.